back to Elden Ring. In today's video, we're going to be going over how to get a couple amazing weapons and starting to build a new type of, I guess, Elden Ring weapon build with a spear. So we're going to be getting two awesome weapons, an armament and a Ash of War with this spinning ring of death, which is pretty fun. But the weapons we're going to be going after today are the Moonveil Katana, which has a blood loss buildup, and a weapon skill called Transient Moonlight, which is pretty freaking amazing. Then we're going to be getting another spear with a dex scaling of C, which is pretty nice without having to upgrade it. It also has blood loss buildup, but then we're going to be putting this Ash of War on here, which some of you have probably seen before and most likely died to quite a few times. Now, the first place we're going to be going to is over in Caelid, and if you've never been there before, you can do this at the very beginning of the game. You can get the Lake North Grace Points and ride your horse all the way up to this road, and then down across through here, pick up the Saints Bridge Grace Point, and continue running through all the way until you get into Caelid. Then from here, you're going to stop at the Caelem Ruins Grace Point, and this is where we can kind of continue down back east through here over to the Gale Tunnel. From this site of grace, we're going to head basically in the direction of that giant tree to the east. Well, the southwest, really. We need to head over to this location called the Gale Tunnel. As you head over to where this tree is, you're going to see a little road, and we can run past all of these soldiers and into the cave's mouth right here. Now, there's going to be another two soldiers at the edge here. Now, I got the armor, a weapon, and a pair of shoes from these dudes, which was pretty cool, and it might be something that you can get from them as well, so might be worth potentially killing them if you're interested in a sword or armor or shield or anything, but I don't know. I got like 3 items from them. I might have gotten lucky. But from here, we now need to make our way down this to the site of grace that's down here, so we need to kind of just hop our way down. Nothing too terribly crazy, just don't like roll your way off the cliff and die, because I may or may not have done that myself. And then just get down to the site of grace and light it up. You can murder your way through, or you can just run straight through, kind of wholly up to what you desire. I've also noticed a lot of these caves kind of have very similar structures to them. I think I'm just gonna plow through here. Oh my god. We gotta run past these. We gotta head to the right. Oh, tentacle monsters. That's always fun. And then we'll run through this over to the edge here. And then in this back room where this giant thing is gonna fall from the ceiling, you're gonna be able to loot the cross, knocking it. Oh god, tentacle monsters. It's a spear of awesomeness. Now, if you continue through this cave, you will encounter the end boss, which is called a magma wire. If you're able to take down this thing, you'll get a pretty amazing reward for it, and it's a great addition to just being into this cave. It is called the Moonveil Katana. Now, both of these weapons are pretty awesome, and the polearm we're going to combine with another Ash of War that is really, really amazing. Now, this scales with Strength of D and Dex of C, which is pretty good because you'll be able to upgrade this. And it does have a passive effect of causing blood loss buildup. Now, its attributes required are Strength 16 and Dex 20. Now, the Moonveil Katana is pretty amazing as well. It scales with C of Intellect, E of Strength, and D with Dex, but its attributes requirements are an Intellect of 23, Strength 12, and Dex 18. Now, the spear as it is now is pretty basic. The Ash of War on here is a lunge and stab, which can be quite good, but the Ash of War we're going to get here in a second for it is particularly amazing. Now, the Moonveil Katana, on the other hand, is on a whole different level. If you hold in L2, you'll sheath your weapon, and then you can press R1 to do a slash, which looks freaking awesome, and it is pretty darn good as well. Honestly, katanas in this game are just so freaking good. Now, if we do the same thing and press R2, we'll do an overhead slash, which is even cooler with a lot of stun damage to it as well. Next, we're going to get the Ash of War, which is just a little bit farther south from the Kalim ruins. We're going to run down this road until you can get the Kalid Highway south. Now from here, there's going to be a big old dragon. We need to run past this thing because we're going to be getting a little bit farther south down the map, and just run past this and keep going down the road. You're going to keep running down this road until you get into what looks like a village or city. And then from here, we're just going to keep running down the town of Sorcery and just dodging these little magic bolts that are going to be cast on us. We're going to turn left down these stairs, and there's going to be a point of grace right here that we can light up. From this site of grace, we're going to head into the swamps of Aeonia, and we're going to head south towards this large tree, just directly towards that. And you can kind of just sprint through here. We're going to start seeing some bugs that are flying around. Make sure you have your best weapon already, because we don't need to fight the bugs, but what we do need to do is kill this as quick as possible before it disappears. If we can do that, it's going to explode, and we get the Ash of War Sacred Ring of Light. Particularly sneaky poison armament incantation. This one, it's kind of crazy how you get it, but we're gonna go in a westward direction, and there's actually these little like footsteps that you can see. So there's very clearly something here, and we need to kill this thing that's running around. So it should come down this, and oh my god, I missed my time. We need to kill this invisible dude. I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit of a pain to catch, but once you do kill it, you'll get the poison armament. Now that we have the Sacred Ring of Light, we can actually put this onto any polearm, except for Great Spears. So if you do have a favorite one already, all you have to do is just go to a Site of Grace, and then you can go to your Ashes of War, and equip this bad boy right on here. Now the FP cost is pretty low as well, and you can choose to use Sacred, which will scale your weapon with Faith as well, or you can keep it as standard. I'm going to keep it as standard because the deck scaling at C is pretty darn good. Now that we have the Ring of Light equipped, when we have our polearm on, we can just hit L2, and we can send out this little disc beam of death. And if you've fought some of the bosses that have this, it can be quite frustrating, and will home in on your target as well. And for targets with lower block rates, it'll actually go right through the shield too, which is pretty nifty. Now if there's definitely targets where it won't fully penetrate through their shield, but it's pretty nice to have for targets that just kind of get frustrating with the blocking.